Hello, chat. Welcome to another edition of Title Tuesday. We had our first Title Tuesday. We had our Title Tuesday in chess.com India for the first ever time last week. And here we are back again with the tournament ready to go at any moment. We have 80 seconds for takeoff. Chat quickly. I don't see a lot of people around, but quickly. Are we gonna play today?
Hello,
Are
chat.
we gonna watch
Welcome
today?
to
Are we
another
gonna
edition
do
of
both?
Title
A
Tuesday.
bit of playing,
We
a
had
bit of
our
watching, a
first
bit of
Title
mix.
Tuesday.
What are we
Title
gonna do?
Tuesday
In
Now,
chess.com
big
India
news
for the
about Title
first
Tuesday.
ever time
Big,
last
big,
week.
big, big
And here
news.
we are back again with the
We
tournament
are going to
ready
have
to go at any moment. We have 80 seconds for takeoff.
after a long
Chat
time,
quickly.
after a
I don't see a lot of people around, but
long
quickly.
time,
Are we
Vidit
gonna
Gujarati is
play
back.
today?
Are
Are
we
we
gonna
gonna
watch
watch
today
today?
on today's
Another
Title
edition of
Tuesday.
Title Tuesday.
Apart from
We
Vidit,
had our first
the other
Title
Indians
Tuesday.
is going to be
What are we
my
Title Tuesday?
namesake,
In
SL
chess.com. Big news
Narayanan,
about Title
who
Tuesday.
is also
Big,
a
and
top
here we are
contender
back
who has done
with the
amazingly
tournament
well
going to
in
have
Title Tuesday
any moment.
and
We have 80
also been
seconds for
generous
takeoff.
enough to
Long
pass
time,
credit
after
to
a
me
long,
after
long,
a
long
Title
time.
Tuesday.
Are
So
we
there's
gonna
Vidit,
play
there's
today?
SL Narayanan to watch out, and a ton of other players.
Apart from
So
Vidit,
exciting
Title
Title Tuesday
Tuesday
this week, the early Title
my
Tuesday.
namesake,
And
SL
big
Narayanan,
about
who is also
really sorry. Yeah, now it should be good. Yeah, um, yeah. Now we are all clear. I had the stream open by mistake. Uh, cool. We are back with everything normal, and the first round has begun. I'm playing a candidate master. Let's go chat. And yeah, so the previous few times, the title Tuesday has been. I'm extremely sorry about the echo, but I think that's been fixed now. And thankfully, it was my own stream which was open, so all good there. The past few title Tuesdays has been a bit bad in the first round. It took me a while to even get going. It took me a while to see that everything is proper and then start the tournament. And by the time we did that, uh, I would have a bad first round. Let's hope that the first round is better this time, and let's also get some music going. How many of you were here in the last Title Tuesday chat? How many of you were here? And how did you enjoy the music the previous time? Hey, Sante. Hey, guys. Hey, everyone. Again, really sorry about the initial audio glitch, but it's fixed now, and I think we are good to go. A bit of starting trouble there, which happens in everything. I just hope it doesn't happen in my game. I want to start off with a win, guys, because getting on to 1 out of 1 is such a nice thing. But already look at this, my B file is open. It's almost as if I have a 1 B3 setup. Let's defend first, and then let's focus on attacking. We will discuss the other things in time. Now let's start off with trying to get this game going. Then we'll focus on other games. Should I do d4 and c5 chat? Should I close off this bishop? Yes, VD is playing d4, c5. Just shut off this bishop for the moment. And this bishop is also shut off. But when you play the bishop to b2, that's kind of the fate of the bishop. And then knight into e4 and h4, h5 was my plan. We have to defend f2 first. So do we start with bishop d3 or should I take first and then go bishop d3? Then it allows some f5 additional options. So let's start with this. And so he's going to play e5. I take this, and then he'll play e5. But I want to trade everything, go into the endgame, and then just take the a6 pawn. How is that for a plan, chat? I could also take this directly, yeah? Bishop into a6, bishop d7, bishop c6. But it's better to trade off a rook. And for now, I don't see any infiltration points on the e5. So I guess we can trade off the rooks, and then it would be amazing if we can trade off the queen too. Shall we try it out? Yeah, let's try it out. Let's try it out. Meanwhile, all good chat. Are you guys having fun? Is the audio okay? I hope your headaches are resolved now. And the music is all right. My voice is clear. The video is clear. The overlay is clear and everything is clear. All good chat. I want to take this, but not at the cost of this bishop. We want this bishop, so we can start with queen e2, bishop b4, bishop a5, or bishop. Maybe I can just go bishop b2, yeah, just protect this pawn. Next I will come queen e2. I know, Rohit. We are all stressed in different ways. It's actually a bit better to be stressed for your exam than to be actually not stressed, because that stress is also a way of preparation. That anxiety, sometimes, not having that anxiety itself creates anxiety in people. They're like, why am I not anxious for the exam? Do I not care enough about this? Okay, when opponent gives pawn, it's usually not a bad idea to take it, but usually it comes with a disclaimer. It should defend everything, I guess. Queen d1 this bishop c1. My opponent wants to go on the attack. Usually candidate masters are typically young players. Bishop f4, queen d1 check is a devastating threat. How do we defend that? I had all these nice threats, queen e8 check and everything. I can just go a3. But I could have done that in the previous move. I could have started with a3. This was careless of me. Okay, better late than never. Better late than never. We have to take this pawn. And we are protected from the perpetual for now. This bishop is also pinned. And a lot of endgames will be lost for black. A lot of bishop endgames. Good d5, here's bishop c2. And in general, he wants bishop c3. Okay, so let me stay quiet for a while, try and close off this game and get back to you. Just preventing bishop c3 related stuff. This is better. I want to trade queens, not bishop. Yeah, now I think it should be pretty straightforward. This should be simple. Oh, I blended this pawn. Should be okay. This pawn is way faster. There's no way this king is reaching this pawn. And bishop we cover by bishop e5. So it's nice, guys. It's nice. We will start off with a win, 1 out of 1, and that's a good start. That's an unusually good start for me because I haven't started off with a win in a really long time in the history of Title Tuesdays. It really helps to have this early Title Tuesday though, and this should be checkmate here. Queen x7, queen g4. Yeah, so that's checkmate, guys. 1 out of 1. That's a pleasing start. Let's have a quick look at the other games which are going on. How is Vidit doing? Has Vidit won? A lot of other games going on, I guess, including Vidit's. And Vidit is having the black pieces. He's playing Title Tuesday after quite a long time, and this is his position for the moment. A quick look at the standings as well. Hikaru has won, Andrekin has won, Sarana has won, Dubo has, a lot of people with 1 out of 1, including SL Narayanan. Is Vidit going to start with a win though? Well, objectively this shouldn't win. This is a drawn endgame, but it's only 3 seconds each, so he loses this pawn. Yeah, he loses this pawn, and now this pawn against this pawn, it's pretty much a draw. So Vidit starts with a draw, and Thank you, Rohit. You say we shouldn't be surprised, but I'm a bit surprised myself, to be honest. So thank you so much, chat, and yeah, we are out. Vidit has drawn his first round, and just a few more games going on here. All the Indian games are over. Grandelius is playing, and who are the other Indians apart from Vidit and SL in action? Apart from SL, and Vidit. Right now, I don't see anyone, and I think the next game is about to start any moment. But we'll quickly catch up during the break. During one of the breaks. Chad, do you remember this Rook and Bishop versus Rook, which recently happened in one? Oh, which recently happened in one of Arjun's games. This Rook B5, Rook B6 is a pretty instructive maneuver, and Black wins this one. Rook A6 checkmate incoming. Next move by force. Alright, guys, that's pretty much all the games, and the second round has begun. I'm playing against Jikaru, another candidate master. Jikaru, not Hikaru, but Jikaru. I don't know who this is. Some candidate master. Typically, the candidate masters tend to be quite young because you have to win some age group event to get to this. Bishop G5. I guess we'll go Bishop B4 check. The rook goes in way. And yes, do hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't, so more people can come in and join the broadcast. The early title Tuesday. Pretty solid position out of the opening. Nothing much to write home about, I guess. I'll play the pawn to c5, knight to c6, develop my pieces, bishop to b7, rook to e8, and yeah, standard stuff. Any of you play this opening chat? The Queen's Gambit declined. How many of you? Knight c6. I guess rook to e8. There's a danger of bishop d5. In general, getting c4 is pretty good in these types of structures. But let's start with rook e8 because we want to get the e4 square under control. Yes, I expected this. And now we go c4. We push them. Okay. Tactics. I don't think I'm going to play c into b3. So, not especially effective from him, but the more dangerous threat is on the d5 point with bishop into f6 related stuff. So I go g5, bishop g3, we trade, and then I go a5. Something like a5 would be very effective. Weakness of these pawns. And bishop into f6, I want to take queen into f6, but queen into d5 is in there. So I guess we could have thought this through a bit earlier, because I would have preferred to, or we can just defend this for the moment. Yeah, bishop b7 is an option, bishop d7 is an option. I guess we can go bishop d7 because bishop b7 allows certain things. I don't feel great about this, to be honest. I feel like I should be going g5. But taking so much time and blitz is also not a great idea. You have to go with your instinct. You can't really calculate. And I started calculating as if it's a classical game. It's a big mistake that a lot of these older people who haven't played a lot of blitz and people from my generation, my age group, we haven't exactly grown with a lot of blitz. Okay, so now bishop f3, d5 is attacked. Bishop into d5 will get hit with g5, so we can lay it open for the trap, or I can start with, I'll take this first because bishop into d5, I can take rook into a3. This has to be calculated ideally, but we don't have time to do that in a blitz game, so we're just going for it. And now just g5 and bishop to b3. So we are a pawn up, but down by a few seconds. Both this and this attacked. I have to give this bishop up. I think I'll go bishop f8. So I'll take this back and we'll have the pair of bishops at the end of it and everything's safe. The pawn is safe especially. Need to prevent this knight from coming on to staying on d4. Bishop a3, c3, all these moves are there. I'm in Chennai. Bishop c3, there's rook d3. But okay, this looks pretty equal. It looks equal, but I do have this massive asset for the moment. I'm not really sure if trading this bishop is a great idea, but I think I got to do it to push my c pawn forward. He has played with a lot of confidence. Not going to be easy to convert this, guys. Oh wow, Prag defeated Gukesh, really? From that position? I thought Gukesh was clearly better throughout the game. How did that turn around? Okay, let's just create passed pawns. Endgames are all about the creation of passed pawns, guys. Passed pawns and king activity. These are the two pillars of endgames. Yeah, that's a massive result because that was a game where Prague was looking down and out. And now we have the king on d4. This pawn, a big asset. Rook to b8 with the idea of rook b3. You see how this passed pawn and king activity is combining to help us advance our position, yeah? And now rook b3 should be pretty powerful. I can also go c3, c2. So let's go for this. He can give his check and annoy me, but I can go rook d3 and annoy him back. So it's going to be a tough position for him to defend. Yeah, as we anticipated. Anticipation is such an important facet of any sport, and that includes chess. Now we push. He cannot do the same, and therein lies the effectiveness of our king in the center. Now I think I can just take and go king d3 and it should win. So I guess let's do that. Rook d2 also wins, but let's just keep things simple. Keeping this under attack. c2, rook g2 check, king e3. This is our idea. He goes king f4, I guess. No, this makes it easy for us. Yeah, this is easy, guys. This is pretty easy. And it's game over. Vedant lost internet, really? Is he back in Nasik? Okay, so that was a nice start chat teaching two candidate masters a few things about chess. On to 2 out of 2. Let's quickly go and check what the other Indians are up to. Indian lads game is going on against women grandmaster Sanyura from Poland. Any idea who she is? Estelle has also won, so he moves on to 2 out of 2. It seems like Vidit has missed his game, and we have a bunch of other people with 2 out of 2. None of the other Indians I see. There is FIDE master Suyog Wag and apart from Vidit and Esther. But I don't see any a lot of other Indians. Oh, that is Rohit Krishna, White Knight 2612. His game is going on and he's winning, so he will also move on to 2 out of 2. He had a very promising title Tuesday the previous week, but he he kind of had a few unfortunate games towards the end. Ronak not playing today. He was playing in Reykjavik. He didn't have a great tournament there, so he's probably taking a bit of rest from that. So Ronak is not playing. A notable absentee there, Ronak. And oh, Adiban has drawn his game, guys. During the break, we can have a quick look at Gukesh Prag, what happened there, and also the other games. Round 3 has begun. I'm playing Denis Lazavic with the black pieces. Let's have some water. Rohit, think about it. If a man doesn't have good enough internet to play, do you think he would have a good internet to stream? Oh, oh! Look at this opening, guys. Look at what has been played against me. Against me. Then go for the safe continuation. The main line. The challenge even for me in the Catalan is to, well, try and get a decent position with the black pieces. Never an easy thing. But apart from that, to remember all the different lines, Bishop d5, bishop at f3 is the simplest option here. There are variations with queen d6. There is a5. There is there are different options. Bishop d5 is the simplest though. You provoke the queen to d3, and then you take and put the pawn to c6. So guys, in the Catalan mainline, this is one of the most common setups that black can get, and also which white can get. And it's not easy to play against this, guys. It's not easy, trust me. It's not easy to play black against this. And it's not something that I particularly enjoy playing with the black pieces as well. It's not easy. But on the other hand, it's very solid for black. So you don't have any weaknesses. And I'm aiming for e5 here. I didn't want to allow this pawn to a5 because now, this b7 pawn is going to be a permanent weakness. But let's see. My opponent Denis Lazavic is a relatively young player. I first saw him in the under 16 Olympiad where I was coaching the Indian under 16 team, where Arjun and I met. We interacted for the first time. Same with Divya and everything, and everyone. And I saw Denis Lazavic as well, a young promising kid, and I need not have played this. Knight a4 is going to be a problem, guys. I'm worried about. See, my intention was rook d8. Okay, let's just go back. Admit our mistake and go back. But he can still come knight a4. Is there a threat here? I can just defend it like this, yeah? For now. And go queen d6. So this is very much how you play in this mainline Catalan. You just keep moving your pieces around and you wait for your opponent to do something, and you don't do a lot yourself. So can we go e5 here? Feels so tempting. d5. I don't want to allow this. So I can go back, or I can go queen b4 and then come back. Then come back, or maybe I'm just annoying him. Oh no! I blended my queen. Rook a4 and GG. Bishop b4, there's bishop e2. I saw it the moment I played it. Okay, I think we should resign this one, chat. I think we should resign this one, and I just don't see how I'm going to come back here against this guy, Dennis Dazavic. He's actually quite strong, even in FIDE. What's his rating now? He's rated only 2483 in FIDE, classical, but he's very strong in blitz and the speeches and all these things. So let's fight on for a while, just so that the move number looks respectable when people are going through in the database. They see me losing in 25 moves, then it looks like it's a pretty early loss. Whereas I play for like 40 moves and then it looks like I fought. So from outside, but I'll play this quick so that I also don't waste too much time and we actually look at some interesting games of what is going on. So everyone wins. I can't play quick because every move I take is a blender. I'm just looking to play till 40 moves and resign no matter what the position is. I'm struggling to make a move. Okay guys, let's just resign and move on. Let's just resign and move on to the next game, the other games. I hate it though. Feels so embarrassing to make a blender like that. Okay guys, so moving on to Srinath Narayanan, who has 2 out of 2, and unlike me, I don't expect him to blender. He has the white pieces against Meshko's Nikita from Latvia. The position looks pretty equal. Equal pawns. White has more pawn on the queen side, black has more pawns on the king side, 4 versus 3 on the king side, and 2 pawns versus 1 on the queen side. So he's doing well. Also, the other Indian game of interest, Pranav, with 2 out of 2, is playing against a FIDE master from Russia, and he's completely winning. He has 3 pawns more. So Pranav will move on to 3 out of 3, and he's a massive hope for Indians in the Title Tuesday in general. He's an excellent player. Who else do we have? I guess these are the 2 games that are going on between the Indians. SL's position about equal for now, but his opponent has only 5 seconds. He's a pretty decent blitz player though, Mishkos. So guys, it was a Catalan opening. There wasn't a lot I could have done, my hands were tied. It's like when Po fought against when Shifu fought against Thailand, you remember? So what could you do? What can you do? I need someone else to step in, and I needed someone like Master Hugway. SL is actually winning here, guys. Rook G8 incoming. It's practically very hard for black to stop this. Rook G8 and he's losing this rook. Oh, he's found this defense. He needs to only 1 second remaining. 1 second remaining. Knight into E4 and Knight G5 is found it. Brilliant defense by black. Brilliant defense with just 2 seconds, and he's managed to make this draw. It's still not over though. Knight into h7, and then he has to ensure that this knight doesn't get captured. Rook a6 check f6, knight to g5, knight to h7. Just repeat this, gain a few extra seconds, and it's going to be very hard for white to create something here. With knight you can do a lot of tricks, but with rook you're more limited in terms of the tricks you can do. But still there's hope. There's only a few seconds remaining for Meshkos, and rook f4, f5, king e6. I guess this is how the game will go. Rook f4, f5, king e6. The knight moves. Knight gives a check. Okay, now he's won this pawn. Not yet. Rook into f5, there's still knight d4 check. So he's still trying to win this pawn. But the knight being far away from the king like this, it's very dangerous. You don't do this when you have 3 seconds. So he tries to bring the king close. Now it's precarious territory still for black. It's a very easy draw in a classical game with 30 seconds remaining. Is 1.6 seconds remaining. SL just needs to make a move where this knight, where black can just make these moves on automate. Rook a4, rook a3 check. Rook a3 check, knight c3. Just maintain. Just keep the king and the knight close. Rook c8 check.
king d3. So far, black is doing an amazing job defending this. It's not easy, guys. A lot of people would have just flagged with that amount of time, but black is doing fine, and it's very easy to defend with the king and knight. So once he's past the 5 second mark, I think it becomes a lot easier for black. Just keep moving the knight back and forth, keep moving the knight back and forth. Knight f4 check, and king g4. No, knight d3 and knight f4. Yeah, don't move the king. King g4, rook e4, there is king f3. King f3, maintain this. Knight d3 check, knight f4. Keep the knight close. Yes, king g4, knight h3 and knight g5. Now the knight moves to g5. Yeah, he goes from e6. Ultimately, you keep these two pieces close. But SL is just trying to push him away, trying to keep the king ever close to the corner. King g6, king f6, rook a6 check, knight e6, king e7, king e5, and now knight to c7 and king d7. Very instructive how he's moving the knight, and SL out of frustration takes the rook and finds the fastest way to get the draw. And the fourth round is expected to start at any moment with that game. Oh no, there's still one game going on. They're playing with 2 rooks each. So that's the standings for you guys. SL with 2.5 out of 3. Pranav Vijay leading with 3 out of 3. I don't know how Rohit Krishna did in the previous round. We'll quickly catch up with that. And we also have to check what was Vidit's game. But before we do that, let's finish off the fourth round in a good way and try and go to the break with 3 out of 4. Last time also I had this 2 out of 3 start, and we have similar start. Knight f3, e3 going for the Hikaru system, not giving away any of my opening preparation for the moment. c4, b3, let's go. This Slav setup against this is one of the most annoying setups. So I'm going to take his bishop, try and get the pair of bishops. But this bishop on g2 is kind of, hitting this pawn on d5. Hikaru's opening repertoire is one of the amazing opening repertoires for Blitz. He plays Blitz in such a good way. He's also an amazing classical player, but his Blitz repertoire is something that really earns my admiration. I don't know if he should have given the bishop up like that. Bishop e4, knight e4. So it's going to be difficult to move this bishop. Oh, no. Oh. In making arrows, I made that pre-move, but I managed to get it. If my opponent had made that move there, then I would have lost my second game in a row. And that wouldn't have been pretty, chat. But thankfully, that did not happen. Bishop d3, there's knight to c5. I can play knight d4, queen e7. Now, we want to move this knight away, but also not in such an obvious way. Maybe bishop g2 looks good. What do you think, chat? Bishop to g2. We can always move this knight away from e4 with d3 at any point. So let's just develop for now. The cunning threat is knight d4. So if he castles, then we go knight d4 and take this pawn. I expect queen e7 here. Okay, this I do not expect. Knight to d4. After knight c4, there is b4. So, chat, what's your favorite format? Blitz, Rapid, Catalan. Blitz, Rapid, Classical. What's your favorite format? But the question I asked earlier is also valid. You can still vote with Catalan, but also the Blitz and the Rapid. Can we go? I don't know, should we include CD or just take this? Just take this, yeah. Keep things simple. Win a pawn and sleep happily at night. That's our philosophy. Blitz is your favorite. Blitz, Rapid, Bullet amongst these three. Do we want to commit so early in life?
So h4, h5. Yeah, it would be nice to have a poll. Blitz Rapid Bullet. And those who reply with Catalan will get extra bonus admiration and everything from me. And in future, if there are anything that I get to decide, there also you have better chances with Catalan, with replying with Catalan. Catalan is so the way to influence me. It's like that safe word, how you say open sesame in the Alibaba and 40 Thieves. Catalan is the passcode for my heart as well. It's the open sesame for my heart. h4, there's g6. So rook f1 for the moment. I haven't handled this well at all. Knight h4. Let's get the knight to f4. Knight to f4 and pawn to d5 is our knight f4 and d5 with the idea of knight e6 check. He sees that. Let's go g5 maybe to increase and pile on the pressure. Queen into e3 check this. Oh wait, and then there's queen e5. Oh wait, queen into e3 is not a check. He can do queen e5 in any case. G into f6 check, queen into f6, there's knight h5, so it's GG. And knight h5 check in general also is a deadly threat. There are moves like b4 incoming. Oh yeah, so now how do we win this chat? There are options. Yeah, we can go d6. We can take. I think we should take g into f6 check first, rook into f6, and then think about how we want to finish it up. It's like choosing dessert. We have options, and we can choose our dessert here. Should we go knight e6 check, knight into e6, d into e6? We have time. Let's think. Yeah? Or do we don't want to do that? My PFC says that just go for it. Oh wait, that was not my PFC talking. I had an erroneous signal. That was not my PFC, but I think it still works. Yeah, let's take this queen into d8, and I think I did a small miscalculation here. I think we should go rook d7, rook into d7, into d7, and that should win. Yeah, this should win. Okay, this is a very nice attempt, but it doesn't work. If I take rook into e7, he wants rook into f1 check, king c2, rook f2 check. But we have queen into f6, so it doesn't work. He can still do this, he can still fight, but after queen e4, yeah, we just give this check. And now there's really nothing much. But queen f8 was checkmate, so that would have been better. But this is also fine. Okay guys, let's go. 3 out of 4. And what is Pranav doing? Pranav is playing against Alexis Sarana, and he's losing completely. He's badly down on time. He has only 1 second remaining, and he's also outnumbered on the board. Knight h5 and g7 check is one way. He can just take this pawn. He goes knight h5, g7 check, king g8, king e4, king f5, or g5 incoming, and it should be lost. Yeah, he loses. Pranav with 3 out of 4. Indian lad moves on to 3 out of 4, and it's going to be a break, guys. It's going to be a 6-minute break. Let's have a look at how Vidit Chess has done. Vidit, he played only the first round, or hang on, did he play the? Yeah, he played only the first round.
He played this first round and then he probably didn't continue on anymore. So Vidit is out of Title Tuesday. There's a good chance he saw me playing and then he was like, okay, I have no chances of winning this tournament today. Let me as well, make better use of my time. That's probably what happened. So Vidit out after half out of one, but he'll be back in one of the Title Tuesdays. Just do a favor and not let him know that I'm playing in one of the weeks. That's our best chance to see Vidit coming here. Apart from that, Pranav with 3 out of 4. How's Sueg Wag doing? His game is going on. And it looks like he has a fortress against Matthias Bluebaum from Germany. But the problem, White King has put himself into a position where the Black Rook has no moves. So he's going to force this bishop to move at a point where the a4 pawn cannot be defended anymore. And it will be a win for White if that happens. But so far Black is holding on, and White also has only 5 seconds to try and find a win like that. King b6, king b7. There's also the danger of repetition, yeah? Rook g8, he goes bishop c2. Okay, he gives a check. Bishop to b3. He's safe for now. Queen to e4, bishop to d1, I guess. Okay, he can move his rook. As long as he can move his rook, he's going to move his rook. Rook f8, rook g8, rook f8, rook g8, rook f8, rook g8. Yeah, rook f8, rook g8. And now he starts moving his bishop. He can also play the rook to a8. That would also be safe. In fact, I think he can just keep moving and keep moving his rook, and he should be okay. It should be a draw with 50 seconds. 50 move. Bishop b3, bishop d1, bishop b3, bishop d1. Okay, he goes rook a8. The problem with the move like rook a8, it takes a few seconds to execute, and you have only 5 seconds. So if you, now bishop d1, move. Yeah, go for it. Bishop b3. Yes, bishop c2 now. Now just move the bishop. Bishop b3. Okay, bishop d1, bishop b3, come back. Yes, now you can move the rook. Yeah, rook b8, rook g8. Okay, fine, rook g8, bishop c2. Yeah, move. Bishop b3. Now rook a8. Okay, bishop c2 also works. Yes, it's a draw. Well played by Seog, and he moves on to 3.5 out of 4, along with SL, who also has 3.5 out of 4. And at 3 out of 4 is myself and Vijay Pranav. There's also a lot of other international masters participating. Harshavardhan GB on 3 out of 4. Fabiano Caruana on 3 out of 4. Yes, not an Indian player, but on related terms, so that you know how good a score 3 out of 4 is. Fabi is also on 3 out of 4. And many strong players out here. How is Rohit Krishna doing? I forgot his username. It's White Knight something, right? White Knight, I forgot. White Knight 16. We should be able to find him somewhere in the standings. White Knight. There is Vijay Pranav. And Hikaru has 3 out of 4, guys. How did that happen? How did Hikaru have 3 out of 4? I mean, how is that possible? Hikaru lost a game? How did that happen again? What happened? He got mated, chat. Hikaru got mated at this point. And he just got outplayed. It's not like he blended or anything. The position was about equal at this point, but he had this b3 pawn. Always a weakness. And he lost it. And that's where troubles began even for Hikaru. He lost this pawn, and then he had 1 minute more, but a pawn proved to be more important in this game. He went g4, bishop to e4, bishop a1, rook c8, this c pawn moving forward, and bishop e7, bishop c3 takes, bishop g5. And here Hikaru really got into this situation where he was in trouble, and with rook e1 he just lost. Rook g3 there's bishop f4, rook into e4 wasn't really an option, and after rook e1 takes, bishop e3 check was already an option, winning, but he went c3 because this pawn is queening. Hikaru chose to stop the pawn from being queened, but bishop e3 was checkmate. A very pretty end, the power of pair of bishops, and a beautiful checkmate on the board. So Hikaru with 3 out of 4. And a 3 out of 4 is also our score, and Fabi's score, and Harshavardhan's score, and Rohit Krishna's score, and Eric Hansen's score, Rasmus Mane. Almost everyone is on 3 out of 4 out there. Some people on 2.5 out of 4. Kamsky. This is not Adiman. I quickly read it as Adiman, but no. Yeah, I guess that's 3 out of 4, and a few people on 2.5 out of 4. Elegance underscore RAKS. This is Harika. She has 2 out of 4, or 2.5 out of 4. How has she done so far? Harika started off with a win. She lost against Jubava. She then defeated another Indian player, Blitzo underscore VICH. I'm not sure who this is. And drew against an Indonesian player, an Indonesian candidate master. So she has 2.5 out of 4. Thank you so much, Anshika. You shall be missed. Elegance at 2.5 out of 4. I mean, Harika at 2.5 out of 4. So I think that sums up the Indians who are playing here in this edition of Early Title Tuesday. Vidit joined for the first round, and I think he had connection issues. SL with 3.5 out of 4. He's leading the Indian charge, along with Siog, who also has 3.5 out of 4. Vijay Pranav, very promising, one of the best young players of Blitz out there, with 3 out of 4. And Harshavardhan also has 3 out of 4. I also have 3 out of 4 out here at number 67, tied with a bunch of other people at number 67. And yeah, at 2.5 out of 4 is Harika. How have been our games so far? One of the best features in chess.com is, the ability to just quickly check your game and analyze. And I think so far we have done well. It's 84.8%, not great in the first round, but I think 94.7 I'll take it any day. The third game, Queen C2, until this point it was all going pretty okay. So Queen's, this messed things up for us. So this was the problem. And fourth round also went well, 91.8. Although I could have played this part a lot better. I got very careless. I allowed things to become equal, and this knight to sit pretty on e4. But I also didn't feel much strength from my opponent, and I think this knight e6 check was a pretty nice finish. What do you think? Round 5 has begun. I am playing FIDE Master David Janaszek from Poland, and let's start with the Sicilian defense. Knight c3, knight c6 is I think the best move. Knight d4, and now I think we should take this bishop. Although I'm not a big expert in this opening, to be honest. Do we take this bishop or do we play some a6? I don't remember. Knight d4, they go bishop c4. See, this is the part I hate about Blitz, having to take these quick decisions. Let's just go a6 for now. Just feel safer too. So what I've realized is when you have less time, you go for the moves which feel safer. Not necessarily the one that's best. You don't sit and calculate necessarily. Just go for what is safe and what doesn't spoil your position, and keep the game going as much as you can. So this is my advice, whether you're in time trouble or in Blitz in general. And it takes a bit of practice and skill to be able to efficiently play these safe moves when you have very less time. But with time, you develop a sense of it. And that's what someone like Nihal or Grishchuk does so brilliantly.
they have a keen sense of what these safe moves are. So they don't blunder so much when they have less time, and they usually have a pretty good sense of the position by that time. So I may have I should go d5 here. I think first and then develop, then finish off my development on the king side. d5 is an important move, I think, so that we have adequate control of the center. Queen into d5, d4, and later we go short castle. Yeah, there is one prominent federated tournament in Thailand. Let's just go queen d3 and see if he's happy with repetition or not. Bishop c2, I will come back queen d5 maybe, just once, just to test his intention and see what he really wants. In chess, we have the option to do this, to check once, repeat once, check, and he's happy with the draw. We are not. So where do we move the queen back? Queen d3, bishop c2, and now we move the queen to somewhere. We go queen c4 with the intention to potentially take the queen to h4. This is where the queen was trapped, so we already have a BT with this, but life is all about overcoming our PTSDs. So we do that. We just go for it. PT, post-traumatic stress disorder, right? I think PTSD is a lot more common than PTSD. Post-traumatic stress-induced growth or something like that. There was research about it, although PTSD is a lot more talked about in general. So he wants knight to f5. I don't mind that, to be honest, if I can get my pawn onto d4. So I'm just going to ignore it and cancel. Knight f5, I'm just going to go bishop into f5, bishop into f5, e4. But he can do something like rook e1, which I expect him to do. And if I go queen f4, there is d4. So queen h4 can we do against rook e1? Queen h4, knight f5, takes, and okay, this we don't mind. Because now it's hard to get this bishop into the game. And I think I expect to have enough time to queen to c5. This h2 pawn is a bit BTSD. Yeah, now rook b8 or b5. Just b5. This pawn is attacked. Let's defend this. Yeah, a4 is what I expected. I guess he also expected b5. And this bishop is coming into the game, but I think we shouldn't mind a position where these bishops get traded, because finally this bishop on h3 is not so well placed. Yeah, that is my conclusion here. So let's just go queen h5, kind of just scanning him with bishop d6 related stuff. Although it shouldn't be a very accurate move from an objective point of view. So I expect him to go bishop a3. He goes queen to d1. This I did not expect at all. I'm going to centralize my play. Bishop a3 has to happen. Okay, if he's not going to play bishop a3, then I don't mind at all. This pawn is weak. There are these weak squares. Although he has solved some of his earlier problems, for sure. Why didn't I play queen c4 in the previous move? I don't know. He has solved his problems. This bishop gets onto the game. Yeah. Okay, should I go knight d5 here or start with rook b3? He has less time, so we need to play fast and build some pressure. But how do we do that? Start with rook b3. It's more uncomfortable for him, I get the feeling. Okay, he saw that coming. Let's go for this. Not that I had much option here. Should I do some bishop a3 here? Now we are even on time. It's not impossible for me to blunder here. I'm getting outplayed actually. This pawn is lost. Rook b2, there's bishop c1. I need to start trying to make a draw here. Slam the brakes. No longer hunter. Things have turned around for us, not in a good way. So low on time also. Okay, bishop to c5. Oops. Those time pressureless. Oh no! What? Wow, what happened there? What just happened there? It was amazing. Some pre-moves to gain time. That took me a few moments to just even process what happened there. Cool. Now we got this game in the bag. I'm just gonna gain some time here. And then think. Now this king cannot move. Here bishop b3. That was such a nice win, no chat? What a moment, no? He could have just taken king into e3. I don't know what happened. I think he panicked. What an amazing moment. And the next game has instantly started. There's not even time for Sri OP. He plays this very annoying Slav setup against knight f3 once again. Jababa. I'll go for d4. I'll go for one of the main knights. In fact, I'll take this and go. I don't remember what I want here. I think I wanted some knight e5 somewhere. This is not what we happy with. This opening hasn't gone quite the way we wanted it. No, I hardly had any break in between the games. I really don't like what we have gotten into in this game. So let's go for bishop g5. I don't want to trade this bishop. he insists, then we'll have to do it. But at least we have created some weakness. Now we'll try to open it with f4. Open access to the king. They play h5, f4, g4, f5. So we're just going to try and get f4 here. I think Jobawa was also playing in some tournament. f4 looks good. Not much. Okay. Take this pawn, which we got. And after queen f3, there is h5. So this knight sits pretty. And that doesn't feel good. So how do we dislodge that knight? We'll support this pawn with this, so that h5 we try queen h5. Oh, I just blundered this. Queen f3 was really the only one. Now if I go queen h5, looks like the only one. Knight into the g3, there's queen into h6. Queen f6 he goes. What if I go g4, then knight g3? If I go e4, then also he wants knight into g3. Basically he wants to put this knight on g3. Should we mind that? I mean, should we sacrifice an exchange out here? Because we go rook f3, knight into g3, queen h3, and then we need to try and get g4. So king to f2, king f2 plus queen c2 check, f5, knight into f5, knight into d5 is an option. With Jobawa, it's important also to keep your speed going. I play a bit too slow. I guess I gotta go king to h2 and rook to g1, the idea of g4. Playing a bit too defensively though. Doesn't feel good. Let's go rook f2. And e4 is what I want to. Hey, damn, I just blundered this. Okay. Bad game. Bad game. Bad game and 4 out of 6. How are the others doing? Yeah, too weak, too slow. That was from me. Pranav seems to be doing pretty good against Gunina, right? Yeah, this is Gunina. Pranav with 4 out of 5. We didn't have time to check what was going on in the other games in the break in the previous round. 4 out of 5. Oh, that move doesn't look good at all. Why is it such a bad move though? Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have taken queen into g4. Maybe. Yeah. Whether I guess it was his internet connection issue. This question looks incredibly complex though. The bar keeps going up and down, but I wouldn't explicitly get hypnotized by the bar, you know. Let's discuss our game, the previous game later. Let's have a look at what's going on in the present moment, the live games. How did SL do out here? SL Narayanan, Indian lad. Aryan Tari with 4 out of 5, but not one of the Indians. He's Norwegian number 2. Indian lad lost the previous round against Jumabaya. So he has 3.5 out of 5. How's he doing? He's playing against Bean Screen and it's not going well. He's playing a national master, not chess assist. but a different national master, and he's down a piece for just one pawn in return. Rohit Krishna also with 3.5 out of 5. Suyog with 3.5 out of 5. Suyog, let's do a quick roundup of the live games. He's doing well, he's playing fast, and he should be able to, at the very least, hold this game, but has a big advantage on time. Rohit Krishna is losing though. He's losing against a much lower rated player. Okay, he's not losing, it's equal because he has a better pawn structure and this pawn is a protected passer. But this knight is superior to this bishop and there is this pawn. So he's a pawn down. It looks like he's holding this, but it should be very hard for this to. Okay, just as I said that black got his knight trapped on b3, there is no move. Not this is not the way you want to play with black. You want to try and keep things safe, because this pawn, the c pawn, can really start rolling, and white can start playing for a win here. But okay, it gets repeated. Rohit Krishna with 4 out of 6. Pranav has lost against Gunina. He lost against Gunina. Things really slipped up. Let's have a look at that if we have time. And I thought SL had won his piece back, but no. But it's very promising, guys. He's winning all these pawns. So now he has 2 pawns, and he actually has 3 pawns for the piece. So he's definitely not losing this one. It's a question of whether he can exert pressure against his opponent and try and do something with the time advantage that he has. He's not going for the draw. He had a chance to repeat that. He's not going for it, understandably so. And black is the one under pressure here. These pawns, this pawn will go to a6 now, and it's just 2 steps away from queening. The king will advance, and it's very tricky for black to save this position. Pawn to c4, pawn to d5. For black, the important thing is to keep these pawns on light squares. He has a dark square bishop, so it's easy to set up a blockade on the dark squares. So keep the pawns on the light squares, not let them move towards these dark squares. Rook e3 check. Oh, bishop e3 played. Bishop e3 with the idea of bishop c5. Rook b7 check, there's king d6. Rook e6, there's bishop f4. Yeah, just wait for bishop f. Yeah. Oh, no. The king can go to f5. He allowed it to a dark square, and this will just compound his misery. So now SL is winning. Now he's completely winning. Pawn goes to c6, rook comes to g8, and there is a forced win here. He has to find it. Rook g8 check, king b7, a8 queens, rook into a8, now c6 check, and takes, and now king goes to d7 and it's game over. King has to go to d7, and if bishop f4, there's d6. Yeah, so king to d7, and the pawn queens forcibly. So SL with 4.5 out of 6, guys. SL moving forward. Everyone else with 4 out of 6. Pranav with 4, I with 4, Rohit Krishna with 4, and Suyog with 4. SL leading the charge with 4.5 as expected. India number, he's India number 5. Yeah, he's India number 5. And moves on to 4.5. How the others doing? Sarana leading with 6 others at 5.5 out of 6. And Fabi and Hikaru have moved on to 5 points. They overcame their little glitch at the beginning. Amongst Indians, everyone is at 4 out of 6. Harshavardhan on 4 out of 6. And how is Harika doing? Harika, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She's at 3 out of 6. She lost the 5th round and has drawn the 6th round. Alright guys, round 7 begins. So let's get ready. I'm playing an international master from Poland. That's his name, and I don't have any games with him. So let's go. Knight f3, d5, d4, knight f6, c4, e6. The Catalan. Again the Catalan. Guys, how do I do this? How do I play this? How do I try to win here? This is so awkward and uncomfortable. King to c4, bishop g2. Now, what setup do I play? There are so many possible options. You can play c6. I can play c5. Knight c6, a6. I think I'll just go with c5. Knight c6. Go into the endgame. But this is very hard to win with the black pieces. Maybe I should have gone bishop b4 check. Yeah, it's like people have come prepared against my weakness, you know. The one which I cannot fight against. My hands are tied. Pawn to c4, bishop to d7. I guess I'll get the rook to d8. This endgame, it's very nice and pleasant for white. Black has equalized this with concrete play. But that's a brilliant idea. Brilliant idea, Mikasa. Brilliant idea. I should really do that. Bishop b2, I could have gone rook c8 also. That is the modern main line. Knight b5 and I think a6 is the theory. Knight d6 takes bishop e8. Takes rook into d8 is knight into d8. And rook d3 there's some knight d4. No, a6 is not the move. I messed up. b6 was the move. a6 is a weird move. And now white is better. What have I done? I feel like Heisenberg. Not the Breaking Bad Heisenberg, the real life Heisenberg. The one. Okay, yeah, I think you know who I'm talking about, right? Knight a5, knight into b7, knight into c3. Then he takes bishop into f6, g into f6, rook into a6. Okay, I'd be happy with a draw here. I don't want to fight against what I've created. Even if my opponent is a lot lower rated. So knight into b7. Can it? No. Let's just go knight into c4. Bishop into f6. Do we want rook into c5? Do we want knight into c4? This is complicated, guys. Why is my opponent making me calculate? G into f6 is a simple option, of course. And knight into c4 makes things a bit spicy. I think I should go for knight into c4 just for funs. Maybe not. There's rook d8. Calculation saving us in the nick of time. Rook into a6. You have to do knight e5 or knight d2. Nah, knight e5. Knight to the center. The idea of bishop b5, bishop d8. So our plan. Rook c1 check is also an option. Rook c1 check, bishop to c6. Yeah, I think bishop d5 and bishop d2 is the simplest for now. Knight d6 has rook c1 check. Otherwise, we just take this pawn and we go rook c1 check anyway. Rook 8, there is rook into 8. I mean, there's no discover attack is what I'm saying. Rook b6, should we go rook c1 check first or take bishop into e2? Because bishop into e2 would have to rook b1. So rook b6, we start with a check, king h2, bishop into e2. And okay, we take this first because I want to keep my threat open. Rook c1 check and knight f3 is a threat. On the other hand, I have allowed this. But okay, knight d3. Rook c1 check. There are some pretty interesting checks for him to do. Rook c1 and rook c2 income. Okay, we check. Bishop f3 the threat. Bishop f1 the threat. g4 there's knight. No, bishop f1. Bishop f1. So he can go king g1 and defend both. At the very least, we can make this draw. Do we want that? No. But how do we create more chances? Knight e1. Knight f3 check. g2 in the air. Rook d2 he takes knight f7. Rook c1 he just gives king f2. Rook d2 he has king f2 also. Should have taken the draw. Kind of regret not doing that. I lose all my pawns now. Problem. I have lost all my pawns, I have lost all my time also. Need another miracle. We had decided that a draw was okay. I don't know why I got greedy in between. Because all my years of friendship is really to blame for that. Just want to keep his king tied into the back rank. Okay, we win the pawn. For the first time, I think we are completely safe in this game. Need for the knight c4. Constant harassment with checks. Wow, that was what I was going for. Did I miss a fork? Maybe I did. Maybe I did in between. Sorry about that. Sorry. Technically, I didn't win against Catalan because I won on time, so it doesn't count, guys. It's not a game win. Rohit Krishna has won. Still a few games going on. Let's see what SL has done. SL. This ends in a draw, so 2 more games going on. Next round will start any moment. How did the Indian lad do? Indian lad lost. He's at 4.5 out of 7. That's bad news, guys. That's bad news for the Indians. The Indian challenge to get into the top 5 in this Title Tuesday. White Knight has won. Harshvardhan has won. So we are all at 5 out of 7. And how did Pranav do? He's our... wait, what happened here? How did White get an extra queen?
I didn't see what happened there. Suyog has also won, so he has 5 out of 7. Everyone on 5 out of 7. And our game's set to start at any moment in the 8th round. So let's go get prepared for that. And yeah, Grandalicious. I don't know what to play against Grandalicious. Grandulius. Just going for the Hikaru setup. I would have played Knight c3 if I had known he was going for c6. Do we need Rook c1? Yeah, I don't know. I also not taken CD, which is quite unusual. But he has not committed bishop to b7 in my defense. So that's what I was waiting for. Now he doesn't have the option to take knight into d5. So again, not clear. At d4 now. Should I have started with knight e2? Still keeps things under control. Bishop c3 takes rook into d1. Yeah? So things under control, but not what we were going for. Not the position we were going for. But I think this is still... So black has the queen side majority, but this c6 square is a weakness. Knight e5 f4, knight g4, rook e1, yeah? If I play h3, then he has c5. If I go f4, knight g4, rook e1, c5. That doesn't feel good. But I think f4, knight g4, like f4, knight g4, we can go knight c2. That should be okay. Then he does some rook e8, rook e1, knight to e4. Let's go there and have a look. Yeah? Knight g4, knight to c2. Knight c2 is such a defensive move, so I'm not sure if you would have anticipated that. I expect rook e8. Either he takes first and goes rook e8, or goes rook e8 first. But yeah, rook e8. I intend to play rook d3. Knight e4 takes, king f3, f5, and that's not totally clear. So knight d4, it is 11 rounds, and it's going to be a complex question. Do you want rook e1 or rook d3? I think rook e1 is more useful. Takes, king f3, f5, h3, knight f6, knight d4. Takes, king f3, f5. After f5, do you want rook d7 or again h3? I think we want h3 first. f5, knight d4, knight f6, g6. No, f5, h3, knight f6, knight d4, g6, and some knight c6. Here also g4 is an option, which looks very tempting by the way. But these kind of moves can very easily be inaccuracies. We want the knight to come to e5. g4, the point is g5, exerting pressure that way. And rook e8, there is always knight c6. Yeah, taken.
Now we want knight to c6 so that he doesn't have knight d5. G5 is knight d5, so we stop that. And with g5, this knight will not have a place to go to. Rook e6, there is knight e5. So things have gone good for us so far, but this conversion will not be trivial for sure. First of all, it's not even a question of conversion because I think the advantage is pretty small. But oh, g5, very interesting, very interesting. This turns things around. It's a powerful move, I think. Should we just go knight e5 here? Keep the advantage. Or do we want to take fg, knight e, knight g? I think just knight e5 should keep the advantage for the moment. Although the problem is now we don't have an entry point here. Okay. Rook d8 check doesn't really win much. Can I take f into g5 here? I don't expect that to offer much either. And I think we just keep things for now. Need to watch out for his counter. Just preventing anything related to this. What are we doing? I don't know. Just making moves for knight c6 is the threat. This is good play, man. e4 he takes. Oh wait, I can take this. Knight h5 wasn't an option. f2. Do a check. Can I do knight g6 here? Rook h8 check related stuff. Knight f8 is also a threat. Take this is rook e1. I think this should be a big advantage. Another flag, but I think this was an advantage for me till the end. So I don't think this would be a total flag thing. It looked like I had better ways to win. Not the most accurate, not the best way to convert, but we will take that. We will take that, and let's have a quick look at the other games. What's going on in Fabi is playing and with 6 out of 7, and he's beating Kazakh fighter, who is a very promising youngster from Raunak is playing. Very promising youngster from Kazakhstan. So Abdusatro is leading at the end of 8 rounds. There's going to be a break after. Oh wait, bishop c6. Bishop c6, really? Wow, played with 0.1 second. 0.1 second. Oh my god. Look at what is bishop c6? Just giving up the h7 pawn. What did Fabi do? And now it's really not easy, guys. It's really not easy to win. Now black is holding on. Is he losing this one? No, he's not losing this one. But it looks hard to win, guys. Hikar is also on 6 out of 8, by the way. And I guess a bunch of Indians will be on 6 out of 8. This will be a draw, guys. This will be a draw. Indian lad with 5.5 fighting back. Where are all the other Indians? Where is Pranav? Yeah, Suyog with 6 out of 8. Harshavardhan with 6 out of 8.
Today's title Tuesday not the strongest because I guess because a couple of tournaments are going on. The Fairness Open and the Reykjavik Open. So for this reason, it's not as strong as some of the other title Tuesdays are. And this has ended in a draw. So Fabi will move to 6.5. So that's one of the last games in the 8th round. The other game going on between we came just in time for a rook blender. I'm not sure who's white, but I think black is Zhu Zhana, who is one of the most promising juniors. So that's the end of 8th round chat. And Abdul Satro leading with 7.5. He's in the sole lead at the moment. An amazing player. And 4 people on 7 out of 8. There is Sarana, there is Botnik, there is Grishchuk, and there is, of course, the wonderful time. And another 4 players follow with 6.5. And Rekin, who is, I'm not sure who this is. Yes, Maxim Matloko. Kazakh fighter is Nogurbek, who is again a very strong junior from Kazakhstan. And Fabi, who I assume we all know. Then a bunch of people on 6 out of 8, starting with Hikaru, the flag bearer in any points. And I've forgotten that Hikaru can have failures because he's just so amazing. Yeah, we do have 3 wins here though, so not totally one-sided. But yeah, he lost against Abdul Satru in a surprising result. With the white pieces, he played 2b3. Let's note this point. I'm not making any comments on it, but yes, 2b3. Just make a note of it. Move forward, and a pretty standard opening. Black also has a very solid double fianchetto setup. Bishops on b7 and g7. Good center control. All the pieces developed. Takes. Now Hikaru starts complexities in the center, and he has a slight edge. And in terms of time, his opponent is keeping up. But this is a nice position for white. So it got so awkward for black that he had to go with the queen on e8, knight on b8. He was so pressed for space. And Hikaru was keeping this advantage till this point. It's all nice for Hikaru. Yes, the pawn structure got a bit shattered, but he had the light square bishop. But by this point, black had already gotten out of danger. And from here, black started taking over. He starts moving his c pawn, which was also the Achilles heel for Hikaru during his game against Sanan today. And he goes c4, c3, queen to f6, keeping the c3 pawn going. Rook b8, knight to c5. And it was some maneuvering, but he missed knight d4. He probably missed knight d4. I think something went really wrong with Hikaru at this time. He played e4 very quickly and he missed knight d4. He missed a simple knight fork. Guys, see, the best of the world miss these kind of things. So 2 things. First of all, anyone can beat anyone. Your opponent will give you chances. So always back yourself and be confident. And second thing, don't beat yourself up for your own blunders. Don't feel too upset with yourself. Whenever you make a mistake, whenever you miss something, immediately just come back. Just don't beat yourself up or feel negative about yourself, because that only makes things worse for yourself. Just keep going as if nothing has happened. So knight d4 takes, and now this c pawn once again sealing things for Hikaru, and game over for him. There was no perpetual, and Abdul Satro is just too strong. And now it's black to play. And mate in, okay, it's not mate in 3 moves, but queen at h4 check. White can go queen h2 technically, but on the other hand, this is just a mate. This is just a winning position. So Hikaru resigned here. Yes, Arnav, that's a spirit, and you actually can. I mean, it's not going to happen immediately, but it's not impossible. It can happen at some point. Okay, so that was Hikaru's game. Going back to the standings, how are Indian players fared? Sehwag is doing pretty well there. He has 6 out of 8. And a quick look at his tournament. He had this loss against Drave in the 6th round. In the 5th round, he started off well, 3 wins in a row, including a win against the strong Serbian Grandmaster Alexander Indic, who is rated about 2600. But a few stumbling blocks on the way. A draw against Bluebam, he lost against Drave, and he drew against the Belarusian FIDE Master, who is quite highly rated in Blitz, by the way, who shall not be named. But he recovered with a win in the 7th round and a win in the 8th round as well against Grandmaster. I'm not sure exactly who this is. I see a Colombian flag, I guess, but not quite sure who this. But good going by Suyok so far. And again, a quick roundup of all the other Indians. There are also a couple of other Indians with 6 out of 8. Harshavardhan, Suyok. Where is Pranav and Rohit Krishna? Oh, the round 9 has begun, guys. I'm really sorry. We're going to have to come back to the standings after round 9. Round 9 has begun, and the Hikaru Slayer, Sugiro-san, is our opponent. Do you want E5? Yeah, let's go for E5. Standard Rider plus. And this variation, which has become popular recently, but it's not such a sound opening in general. Short castle, d6. c3 is possible and short castle is possible. And I think this is a fine position out of the opening. Our pawn structure is a bit damaged, but we have the pair of bishops. So I think we should take this position. Bishop e3. Short castle is what we want. Then he goes knight c3, and then what do we do? I guess we can go f5. He takes f5. Nah, we don't want f5 though. Short castle, knight c3, and then the question is how do we continue? Bishop a7 is an option. So let's see. Let's go there and see. We don't need to have all the answers from the first one. Sometimes we can go there and see what happens. See, like, opponent is not going to play knight c3 instantly. He went knight d2. So it's better to... It's not useful to think too far also. King h8 is an useful move here. Bishop a7 is an useful move. And we want to have f5 at some point going. King h8. c5 and f5 is an option. Bishop b7 is an option. And f5 takes bishop d4, knight into f5 is an option. Which also looks pretty okay to me. c5, he goes knight f3. d5 we don't want. Do we want... I think I like f5. Let's just go for it. Trust our instincts. Now bishop d4. So I am hoping for my compensation with the knight square bishop. So start with queen g5, knight h4, or c5, bishop b7. I think we need to bring our bishop first, but also we can't allow some queen g4 later stuff. So
queen to g5, and maybe knight to h4. He has queen h5 incoming. I didn't see this at first. Knight h4 is not a good move considering that he has this queen h5. Then we can go queen f4, rook e2. Then bishop d. No, there is bishop g7 check related stuff happening. Okay, this is a mess. Knight h4 was not a good move, and this is a mess we could have done without. Do I still have a defense here, or is it just lost? I think queen d8 might just hold things together. I hope it doesn't lose instantly, at least, which is a very privileged thing for me in this push. Then we play knight to g6, protect the e7 point, and then try to bring this rook into the game. Knight f4 is not really a threat, so he can ignore it and go rook e1, because there will be bishop at g7 check. So rook e1, rook b8. Rook b8 he'll just stop with a4 though. Okay. This we didn't see coming. Knight h5 is a problem. I guess just go for knight e5. Is he going to take rook into e5? Nah. I just don't believe in rook into e5. No, I think he just takes bishop e5 and queen into c6. And I don't know why he didn't take that pawn. But he's just strategically winning here. Just strategically winning, but considering he didn't take this pawn, let's just try and keep going, try and keep believing, and not give up. At least not give up mentally. Because this is blitz after all. And we have seen things happen here in this very stream today. Things that we thought wouldn't happen. Okay, rook f7, queen e8 check, rook e8, rook f8. But we are hanging on, we are surviving badly. But okay, this is just losing. Lost endgame. Technically too easy for me. Yeah, the queen h4 was a very bad move, and then so hard to recover. Too hard to recover. Now he just wins with rook e8 check. Yeah. I'm going to play till 40 moves. I'm not going to resign before move 40. King d6 time to win. Yeah, the knight gets centralized. Okay, I really shouldn't be playing on this one. Resign. Okay, GG's good game. Well played. Bad game by me, but okay. That was kind of expected. And Abdus Saturo is probably going to draw this one. Hikaru's winning this. Opponent has 1 second remaining. No hope against Hikaru. He's a deadly monstrous lagger too, apart from being an amazing chess player. Indian lad is losing. This is just not his day. His pawn is queening, and white just has this extra pawn, and he doesn't have much time also. Just come back knight d5, don't fall for f7, knight g5. This is sad, and how, oh, it was a cheeky try, but okay, it didn't work. Those are the games that are going on. And how are the standings? Yeah, SL loses. He stays at 5.5 out of 9. Just not his day. Hikaru is winning this one. Oh, Abdu Satru won, so he moves to 8.5 out of 9. Well done, Abdu. And Harshvardhan also lost, so 6 points out of 9. And Suyog also lost, so he also has 6 out of 9. We all lost at 6. Suyog lost against, I think his name is Izoria. No, Steven Jerk. Yeah, Steven Jerk, former world champion. Former world under 18 champion, I guess. Or under 16, I don't remember. He won in 2011. Steven Jerk. So yeah, we have these Indian players on 6 out of 9. There's me, there is Harshvardhan, and Pranav also has 6 out of 9. We are all at 6 out of 9. And Rohit Krishna. So everyone at 6 out of 9. And SL with 5.5 out of 9. Who else is playing on? There's still one more game going on. They're playing with Rook against Rook, and there's no scope for flagging also. Yeah, that is the draw, and let's get ready for round 10. Round 10, 6 out of 9. What are the predictions for my score, by the way? I didn't have a look. Last time it was 5 out of 11. This time, what are the predictions? Knight f3 is a pretty safe move to start with. Huh? Another candidate master. We have had a healthy diet of candidate masters today, but very dangerous kids in general. I mean, young players are very dangerous openings, is what I'm saying. It's a much better opening than what I played against Botnik and Terry last week in the early Title Tuesday. What are the predictions, chat? Meanwhile, let's get those likes going and subscribe to the channel if you haven't, so we can have more people coming and watching this display of my flagging prowess. Knight e4. There is some d5 related stuff, so let's develop for a moment. Got a bit distracted there. 7.5 was my score last week. Was that also the prediction for this week? Now I think we can do knight e4 because d5 we take bishop at e7, d into e4, bishop into d8, and then there's e into f3, rook into d7. So let's go. Let's go. Takes d5, bishop e7, d into e4, bishop into d8, a into f3, rook d7. Yeah, it works. It works, chat. It works. And knight c5. Knight c5 is not a bad move at all. I guess he's okay here. You have to retreat. Sound the retreat horn. Come back. And don't blunder anything in the process. Get this pawn to e4 maybe. Gain some more space. Feels awkward to have the knight on d2. Maybe I should just come back to c3. Okay, bishop f6, we have queen e3. Knight f6, bishop b. Knight f6, rook e1. Knight f6, rook e1. We have to watch out for d5. Otherwise, let's just not do anything direct. Let's try to bleed him with maneuvering. Slow maneuvering. Yes, 9 is no longer possible for this week. But if you are expecting 9 points, there was a high chance that you're bound to get disappointed. So I'd say it's your fault. It's the problem with high expectations in general. You're bound to get disappointed. And that's the price you pay for having high expectations. He wants d5 and followed by knight e4. I just want to trade this knight off, so we have one extra support. Not really playing fast. b5, not a bad move on. Yes, just staying away from any potential options for him. I want to take with the rook, so there's no d5. Initial intention was to take with the knight, but I changed my mind. And now we want some rook c1 and b4 potentially. Having this h file open, I did are we ready for d5? Not really, but sometimes the things we fear, it just doesn't happen. Move this queen away for potential danger. Maybe queen d4 was better. Pretty equal position. Pretty dry game so far. I just blundered this. Thankfully we have this one. Stupid blunder. Knight into d3, rook into b8, rook into b8. It's going to be a better position for black slightly. An unintended blunder, which I hope turns into something strategically nice for me. Do you think I should play more Catalan chat in in Title Tuesdays? Okay, this move doesn't look great for him. We have option after d5. We can go and we can keep this knight. Bishop t3, dc, bishop c4 is also nice. Both of these options are pretty interesting. This is a problem because when you have options in life, that's when we make mistakes. I feel like keeping things safe. This is like really safe. And get the rook to d7. Yeah, rook to d7. And then respond to f5. To exert pressure on f7 point. Rook to b7 because, you know, keeping an eye on this guy. Although he has bishop c5 check related stuff, but okay. Fine. If he goes some rook d2, we just go a4. Do you want to insert a check? Why not? Why not take the pawn when we have the chance? He regains the pawn, but in the end we have some rook f7 check related threats, so bishop to e6, keeping the bishop protected. Rook f7 check. See, dare go king g8? No. Now this pawn should be easy to fall, but rook d3 check is there. King g2, rook d2, king h3. Bishop c4, what's the point? Take f6 check, does it win? I think that should win. f6, queen into e6, rook into c5. It's not totally clear. With the amount of time we have, I prefer to not calculate. I go king e5 here. I think I should be maybe f6 check wins it. Okay, that was smooth. That was smooth, wasn't it, chat? Actually, it wasn't. I blended, but that worked out well for us. Let's check it. Yes, that was smooth and 7 out of 10. How are the other people doing, chat? Hikaru has 1 and the first board, I think the Indian games are over. So going on to the first board again with Abdus Satro playing against Pranav is playing, by the way. Pranav is playing against Suyog, and Pranav has lost against Suyog. That's actually pretty impressive by Suyog, who moves to 7 out of 10 along with yeah. Abdus Satro has also won, so 7 out of 10, and that's also the score we have. What are the other games that are going on? A bunch of other games going on, but I don't expect it to last too long. Let's have a look at the standings while we can. So this is the standings after round 10. Abdus Satro uncatchable at 9.5 out of 10, but not quite uncatchable. The last round will be between Wonderful Time against Abdus Satro. If Abdus Satro draws, then he's through. He will win the tournament. So 9.5 out of 10. And amongst Indians, I expect it to start from 7 out of 10. There is Suyog at 7 out of 10. There's me and BRB guys. The last round against Alexander Indich, who had earlier lost against I think Suyog or one of the Indians, probably Suyog. Okay, can't do c4 because of d4. This is like the reverse on d4 setup. And d into c5 is not an ambitious attempt by me. I should have. This is like reverse queen's gambit accepted. Such an unambitious opening by me with the white pieces. But to be honest, that's also a bit intentional because I don't want to give away my main openings in the blitz tournaments that I play, and that's a part of my Title Tuesday strategy in general. So that's also the reason why I go for the openings I do with the white pieces. Yes guys, let's get those likes going and subscribe to the channel if you haven't, so that more people can tune in. And I expect this Title Tuesday series to be a regular, but if you want it to be a regular, then you have to communicate it, and the way you communicate it is by smashing the like button out there and subscribe to the channel if you haven't, so you can also get updates whenever there is something nice out there. Knight b5 is interesting. We can't take this because of bishop h2. I was looking at g4, g5, but that just doesn't feel like it should work at all. It feels a way too ambitious. But I think we will go g4, and after bishop g6 we'll do something else, because you know I don't like this bishop also. This pin, so let's drive it away when we have the chance. But yeah, this was not sensible from me at all. We shouldn't have allowed this chant. Now g5, knight e4, h4 weakens all the light square around us, so we messed up. But let's try and go on as if we hadn't messed up. g5 and g6, f3, f4, f5 is also nice, and we can also just go king g2. and keep things going. For the moment, I think so far we are not doing too bad. Yeah, bishop h7. I was wondering about g5 and g6, but too ambitious. Maybe I'll go king g2 with the idea of f3 coming up in the future. Now this has been opened up, although I don't really expect to make use of it or anything, but f4 is very committal. Then he gets the e4 square. Can we go knight a4 here? Looks okay. Knight a4. This we wanted to make. Oh no! I blundered this completely. Another blunder. How many blunders are we doing? Did you count how many blunders we did? But are we on to something here? No. It shouldn't be. This is such a pathetic question for white. But again, the rule is to keep going as if nothing has happened. That's what we. King, where do we go? The king. Let's do 3. I did a. I'm amazed that I'm still not lost after the blend. Queen d4 comes with a check. That shouldn't be anything at all. Anti-2 check, I had king e2, no? Yeah, I had knight e4, and although it's 2 minor pieces for a rook, my king is just way too exposed. Way too exposed. Fight him. King e3. If we can trade the queens, we'll still win the game. So we need to find a way to for that to happen. Try and make that happen. F5. There are threat here. Put 2 into g1 and I'm lost. Take this, then there is d4 or what? If we take. Yeah, I am lost. This gets hit with a check. Okay, keep going. At least entertain if you can't win. Hide at a3. Final attempt. Yeah, okay. So it's just lost. So that's the end of our Title Tuesday. 7 out of 11. And how are the others doing? Wonderful times playing Hikaru because I guess Abdusattur has already played him. Abdusattur Nodibek sitting pretty at 10 out of 11, but Wonderful Time can catch up if he wins this game. So this is the last game, guys. 7 out of 11. I'm not sure if it's a nice score. I think it's okay score. What I noticed is I just blended in all the games. Oh wow, Hikaru drew that one. So he goes to 8.5. Wonderful Time with 9.5. He will probably finish second. Fabi against Sanan Fabi is losing, so he'll have 7.5. We'll have a quick hunt at. We'll have a quick look at what the other Indian players are doing. White Knight finishes off with 7.5 out of 11. Well done, Rohit Krishna. He drew against the Belarusian FM in the last round to get to 7.5. Suyog is still playing. Fabi will lose this. Saran had a good day today. He beat Hikaru, Fabi, and most importantly, me. Suyog, on the other hand, he's a piece up and he's going to win, and he'll probably score 8 and score the highest amongst Indians in today's title Tuesday. So, okay, that wasn't going to work. King G4, Rook G6, it's checkmate. I thought for a moment that it could be a stalemate. It was never going to happen. The spawn was going to move. So GG Suyog OP in the chat. He moves to 8 out of 11 and he's the highest Indian scorer in today's early title Tuesday. Suyog with 8 out of 11 and Pranav with 7 out of 11. Yours truly with 7 out of 11. And we saw someone on 7.5. That was Rohit Krishna. Any other games which are going on, chat? There are a few games that are going on, but none amongst Indians. A few drawn end games going on, and we'll quickly have the final standings, which we can go through in a very, very short time. And meanwhile, a quick look at the people who have. Oh, Harshavardhan finishes with 6.5. Now, the people who have finished, who scored lesser than us, so we feel good about ourselves. On 6.5, there is Zhu Jainer. I don't quite remember who Jainer. Yeah. A Grandmaster from Poland, Grandmaster Hess, and Goryachkina, and a bunch of strong players. Eric Hansen, Aryan Tari, etc., etc., etc. So, 7 out of 11. I didn't feel too happy about it, but now I feel better. All right, chat. 2 more games for the title Tuesday to end. 1 more game for the early title Tuesday, and then we have a quick look at the standings. And that was your this week's title Tuesday. Yeah, there we have it. Nodibek with 10 out of 11. Amazing performance, wonderful time. Second place with 9.5 out of 11, and Matthias Bluva with 9 out of 11 too. That's pretty impressive. And somehow people who scored 9 out of 11, they get into the top 5. So Dimitri Andrekin, player rated about 2700 and a very, very strong grandmaster who played in the candidates in the past. And also Sanan Sugiro with 9 out of 11. This is our top 5. Well deserved from all the players. They played excellently, and getting 9 out of 11 is a very, very, very difficult score, which even Hikaru didn't manage to achieve this week, nor did Fabiano and Grischuk and Sarana. A bunch of very strong players with 8 out of 11. Hikaru with 8.5, along with a bunch of very strong grandmasters, Jeffrey Chong, Jospem, Jose Eduardo, and at 8 out of 11 is Botnik, Sarana, Grischuk, and also our Suyog, also with 8 out of 11. So that's how impressive Suyog has played this week, and he is the top finisher amongst the Indians. And at 7.5, again, we have many strong chess players. Oh wait, Andrika is Esipenko. I'm really sorry, I messed up. Andrika is Esipenko. He finished 4th. Andrikin is with 7.5 out of 11. Along with again a lot of strong GMs, Kamsky, Jabava, Fabiano, and Rohit Krishna also finished with 7.5 out of 11. And at 7 points, Kovalia, Gunina, and then there's me and Pranav and also Harika, who actually finished quite well. She didn't have the best of stats, but she won a lot of games in the end. She won the last 4 rounds, including a win over Aryan Tari. This was her final position in her win against Aryan Tari. So Harika is finishing strong. She has her endgame going strong in the tournaments that she is playing recently. And this was pretty impressive from her. Rook into f5 with the idea of queen e8 check, queen into f7. I think this was a bit of a desperation, but something went wrong for Aryan here. He just couldn't find the mate, And then suddenly there was rook f3 after queen h3. He probably missed this, and here the game turned, and she managed to win this. So that was her title Tuesday, and she finished this off with 7. And we also have a bunch of strong players at 6.5, including Grandmaster Pakliza from Poland. There was Goryashkina, Grandmaster Hess, and also our own GB Harshavardhan. And that sums up our early title Tuesday for this week. Do hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I'll be back with a lot more chess streams. So I hope you had fun, and the tournament went quite decent for us, but also 7 out of 11, too many losses, not quite solid, a lot of blunders. But overall it went well, and I'm not too unhappy with my performance either. So I hope you had a good time chat, and see you all pretty soon. Once again, do hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and thank you so much for staying through. Thank you guys, bye bye, and see you all soon.